Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to write the maxima program for finding the left and right cosets of a subgroup and also how to find the index of a subgroup. First of all, a left coset of a subgroup H of a given group G under the binary operation star is given by A star H, the collection of all elements of A star H, where A is coming from G, and we have to operate this A from left side with set H, that is with the elements of H, that is the collection of all elements of the form A into H, where H is coming from H. So you have to give all the values of H to this, and you have to multiply all the values of H from A from left side, and that is your left coset AH. Similarly, a right coset of a subgroup H of a group G is denoted as HA, simply HA or H star A, where star is the binary operation of G, is nothing but collection of all elements of the form H star A. That is, you have to multiply every element of H from right side by A. That gives you the right coset HA or H star A. The next, index of a subgroup is nothing but number of left or right cosets. Both are one and the same in this case. So if you find the distinct left or right cosets, the number of distinct left or right coset is nothing but the index of a subgroup. And the alternate way is to divide order of the group G by order of the subgroup H. That gives you index of the subgroup H of a group G, and it is denoted by this symbol. Now let us see some examples. The first one is find all the left cosets of a subgroup H, where H is a subgroup of a group Z12 under the binary operation addition modulo 12. And we know that the elements of Z12 are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And any left coset of a subgroup H of a group Z12 must be of the form A. Here instead of star you are having binary operation addition modulo 12 H AH, where A is coming from here. G is nothing but Z12, right? Your group is Z12. So A comes from Z12, and you have to add every element of H. Here H is coming from H. So you have to add every element of H from left side by A. And remember, your A comes from Z12. And how many elements are there in Z12? 12 elements. So you have to give all the 12 values to A. And you have to find A addition modulo 12H. That gives you all the left cosets of H in Z12. Okay, let us see. Now, let me give A as initially 0, because 0 is element in Z12. So, this becomes 0 addition modulo 12H. So, I have to add every element of H from 0. So, what are the elements of H? 0, 4, 8. So, I have to add 0, 4, 8. So, 0 I'll give for H, 4 I'll give for H, 8 I'll give for H, right? And your A is 0. So, that becomes 0 plus 0, 0 plus 4, and 0 plus 8. Under the binary operation addition modulo 12. You add them, that gives you 0, 4, 8. Let me give the next value of Z12 to A. The next one is 1. So if I give 1 for this, this becomes 1 addition modulo 12H. So I have to add, remember this is of this form, right? So I have to add every element of H from left side by 1. So 1 plus 0, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 8. Under the binary operation addition modulo 12, that gives you 159. Similarly, I'll give next value for A. So next value is 2. If you give 2 to this becomes 2 addition modulo 12 H. Right? So I have to add every element of H from left side by 2. So you have to proceed like this till you give all the values of Z12 to A. Remember, your A is coming from Z12. When you are writing left coset or right coset, your A comes from Z12. Remember, these elements H are also present in Z12. But your A comes from Z12. A takes all the values of Z12. Then you will get all the left cosets. So after 2, I had given 3. After 3, we had been given with 4. If you give 4, what happens? 4 plus 0, 4 plus 4, 4 plus 8. Right? 4 plus 0 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. But 4 plus 8, under the binary operation addition modulo 12, 4 plus 8, that is 12, is divisible by 12 and the remainder is 0. Proceed like this till you give value for A 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and compute them. This gives you all the left cosets of H in Z12. But see, the left coset 0 plus H, which contains elements 0, 4, 8, is same as the left coset 4 plus H, which contains 0, 4, 8 only, but order is reversed. But these two are one and the same, which is same as the left coset 8 addition modulo 12H, which is 804. So these three are one and the same. And you should also note that the left coset 1 addition modulo 12H, which comprises of elements 1, 5, 9, they are one and the same as the left coset 5 addition modulo 12H, which is 5, 9, 1, but in the reverse order, which is also same as the left coset 9 addition modulo 12H. So these three cosets are one and the same. These three cosets are one and the same. Similarly, see this 3 addition modulo 12H. The elements of this left coset is 3, 7, 11, which is one and the same as the left coset 7 addition modulo 12H, which is 3, 7, 11, and which is same as the elements of the left coset 11 addition modulo 12H. So these three cosets are one and the same. That means the number of distinct cosets, distinct left cosets are 4. Only 4 left cosets which are distinct in nature. Therefore, index of the given subgroup is 4. Remember, order of the group Z12, that is number of elements in Z12. Order in a group means number of elements in a group is 12. Order of the subgroup is 3. We know another formula, order of G divided by order of H is index. So order of this is 12 divided by 3, which gives you 4. So that is what. So in that fashion also you can find the index of a subgroup. Now let us write a maxima program for this. As usual, in the maxima program, we start with kill all. That kills all earliest temporarily stored values. And what was your given set? Z12. Let me write that one as simply Z. Z is a set consisting of elements 0 to 11. And I don't want to display this, so I'll put a dollar sign. And what was your subgroup? I'd given this one as H. This comprises of elements 0, 4, 8. And what was your binary operation? It is addition modulo 12. Let me call that one as BO of x comma y. So this means whenever you use BO of x comma y, it is nothing but x plus y modulo 12. Since it's a function, we are using assignment operator colon with equal sign. Mod of x plus y comma 12. And let me call a empty set C. So now your C has no elements. It's an empty set. Put a dollar sign. We'll come to know why we are using an empty set. Now remember, while calculating the index, this element comes from the group set. And the second element is coming from the subgroup set. So let me call this one as I and this one as J. So your I comes from group set and J comes from subgroup set. So for I in Z do, let me call an empty set, one more empty set, yes. So now S has no elements. Since I am writing this one in the loop, let me put a comma because there is a continued line. For J in H do, this is small h because we have written small h here. So this is small h. For J in H do, what we are doing, we are writing, right, 0 addition modulo 12 0. That is binary operation of 0 comma 0. Is that right? So BO of I comma J. And let me join this one. We know the command adjoin. This joins this element with set S. This element with set S, comma. After finding this, right, we are writing C is adjoin of S and C. So this S will be joined with C. And put a dollar sign because it is the completion of the loop. This gives you, right, an element of the form A addition modulo 12H, which will be present in AH, right? Now print left cosets which are stored in C and print the index of H in G is nothing but cardinality of C. Cardinality is nothing but what? It is the number of distinct elements of C. So your C consists of all the left cosets. There are 4, therefore it shows 4 cardinality. Now let us see how it works. See here you are giving I in Z do. Let us take I is 0 in. So your I initially takes 0. Now for J in H do, what is your H initially? 0. So it takes 0. So your I is also 0, J is also 0. BO of 0 comma 0, that is binary operation of 0 comma 0. 0 plus 0 mod 12, which is 0 only. And this 0 will be stored in S or adjoined, joined with S. What was your S? S is empty. That empty is now changed by 0. So your S consists of 0. So that will be stored in S. Now that S is adjoined with C. What was your C? Empty set. Now your S contains 0 and that will be adjoined with C. So your C contains 0 now. Right? Now after this I will remain 0, J will run. J takes next value 4 and it calculates 0 comma 4, right? Binary operation of 0 comma 4, which is 4, and 4 will be joined in S. Remember your S already contains a 0, so for that 0 this 4 will be joined. Now S contains 0 comma 4. That 0, comma 4 will be joined with C. Remember, your C contains 4. So 0, comma 4 will be joined with 0. So that gives you only 0, comma 4. Right? Next, it takes J, which is 8. Now, your I is already 0, so 0 will be added with 8, and this gives you 8, and that 8 will be stored in, that will be joined to S. What was your S? Your S contains 0, comma 4. So now S becomes 0, comma 4, comma 8. That 0, comma 4, comma 8 will be joined with C. So now your C contains set 0, comma 4, comma 8. Now after this, now J has taken all the values of H. So it comes out. The loop will comes out. It is coming out of J. Now your I shifts to 1. And I shifts to 1, and this will run again. J takes initially 0. So binary operation of 1, comma 0, which is 1, and that will